Facebook so we can get that going. And I'll go. I guess I'll go live on LinkedIn right now just to get it going because they yelled
Yeah.
last time that we had the audio muted, so I'm gonna make sure the audio is not muted this time.
Right.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
put you full screen.
Hi, everybody. We are going live. Not sure where we're. Oh, we are now live on Facebook.
We on
Getting there at least.
should be live on
Looks like it's a blank screen. Let me tell you a second. Yeah,
on
if I'm
Facebook.
getting. Yeah, it's just kind of
It could be because of all the
like.
issues that they're having.
Yeah,
I mean I'm
it
not
very
even gonna
well.
begin to try
We'll see if
to
it comes through.
um
No stream is live. Let's see. I'll tell you if I see it. Right now it's cycling, so there might be still issues. Yeah, it's not working.
it's just it shows that it's streaming, but it's not.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely there's definitely an issue there. I'll check LinkedIn. Looks like LinkedIn I think working. Let's see. Yeah, we're live on LinkedIn.
Let's see if I can pin this.
Oh wait, it's only 46 seconds. Wait, no, it's good. It's still going. It's live.
Okay.
All right, so it looks good there.
Okay. So hopefully we can bring people over from there and Facebook. Unfortunately, we don't have control over this.
You know what? You might want to just post the YouTube link. That's probably the most universal, as far as people
Okay.
seeing it, I guess, other than LinkedIn, and you can embed it in the Facebook post, and that might do the trick. Hey Gary, on LinkedIn. Nice to see you. Looks like our Facebook stream is not working, so we're trying. We're gonna hopefully post a link for
Facebook's
those
been
of you.
having nothing but issues today. I've read a
Yeah,
lot of different articles,
the
um,
images aren't propagating properly either
or
when you
video.
post them,
That's what the
or
articles
video.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if
Yep.
you're watching
Oh,
on,
Gary came over from Facebook. Good.
okay,
Excellent. So you found us. Excellent. Yeah, Facebook's having all kinds of streaming and media issues.
yeah.
So,
So
wait, it might be Cloudflare. Cloudflare.
Cloudflare.
Yeah, that's a CDN that runs a lot of this stuff.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay,
They're having problems. I think Instagram's having problems. Anything that relies on Cloudflare, I
gotcha.
think, is having issues.
So if you guys are watching on Facebook, I would recommend if you happen to get it working because it was working for me earlier, but it must have just stopped working. Um, I wasn't getting pictures propagated. Like if you posted a picture, Marty, it would just give me all kinds of
Yep.
gibberish. Um, Profile pictures were just gibberish and everything. So if you guys are watching that way, head on over to our YouTube channel as well as LinkedIn. Um, Today's not the normal day we do the show, but with the 4th of July tomorrow, we wanted to make sure you guys got your content because I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this. What's up, Gary? I see that. Oh,
Yeah, YouTube
he
looks rock steady.
yeah. So everybody on LinkedIn, and we are also on another platform called Get Vocal. Um, so we'll be in the chat room over there. It's getvocal.com, and that's VOKL. So you guys can always tune in. There's a chat room there as well. So we're going to do our best to watch YouTube today, I think, Marty. Um,
What would you like me to watch?
you watch LinkedIn since you're already there and
Okay.
you kind of got that.
All right.
Brad's helping out with YouTube as well as Get Vocal. I'll keep Vocal and YouTube open and just Flutter. Um, but I'm going to keep it streaming on
No,
YouTube
yeah.
or
Great.
I'm sorry, on Facebook just in the event that their servers keep a hold of it. And so after the
Yeah.
show, it just like when they get everything working, it just magically appears there. So
Could be.
I don't know. So
At least
I don't want to take
at
a
least the,
chance.
notification went out, so it looks like something's happening over there. It's just not coming
So
all the way through. So
this is
maybe.
what I see, Marty, right here. It shows that it's live,
Yep.
but when you hit play, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
So if the show is over and we stopped the broadcast there. I'm hoping when they fix everything that went to the server will automatically appear there. If not, no harm, no foul. This is why we go to so many different destinations, right?
Right.
This is
Plan A,
the
plan
key.
B, plan C.
Plan for
Right.
everything, right?
There is advantages. I mean, we talked about trying to monitor all these comments, but there are advantages, and these are all. This is a good example of beyond your control.
Oh,
You don't
exactly.
have any control if you're doing everything right on your end, and it's the service that's not keeping up, then not much you can
Next
do other than go to a different service.
next to the internet and electricity, we have everything else under control. We control everything
Yeah.
else, but if the internet goes down or power goes out, that's the only things we don't have control over. So that's people ask us all the time. They're like, "Well, why do you go to so many different destinations?" Because in the event something like this happens, they're having an outage. We have no control of it. The show must go on, so we have to have. And we can get into this later on a later show, and I'm going to put this in the notes. Is free versus paid CDNs? Why everybody wants to go to these free sites, these free social media sites, but when the rubber meets the road and your business depends on it, what are you going to choose? So, what do you
You
think?
just said the magic words. You just said the magic words. If the business depends on it. It's one thing if you're doing it for a hobby or for fun. If something doesn't work, then yeah, it's beyond your control. What are you gonna do? But
Right?
yeah, if you're doing it for business or if you're producing for a client, you better make sure you have backups or explain to the client. Make sure they understand. Okay, here are the scenarios. Make sure
That's
that
right.
everyone gets it. So yeah,
That's where I think that that'll be a good show
yeah.
coming up. So, guys on LinkedIn, we're going to get started here in about 7 or 8 minutes. Um, we did try to go live this time at least 15 minutes early. Somebody had requested last time. They said that when we went live, we kept the audio muted because Marty and I were kind of tweaking a few last minute things. So we're going to try to go live from now on with audio so nobody's scrambling around thinking it's on their end. Um,
Right.
we
Little pre-show.
apologize. Yeah, we apologize. We take your feedback. Listen, we take your feedback. We're just so used to
Yeah.
when we go live, and I forget, Marty, the old audience that we had with Broadcast Now, um, we would come live and it would be muted. People understood when they seen us moving, it
Yep.
was, but we got to remember it's a new audience, new set of people. So we listen. So
Yeah. That's why we call it social on social.
that's it. That's
This
it
is a
on
social feed.
social.
You know.
So Gary says Cloudflare outage yesterday might be the call. So the outage was yesterday. So how long has this been going on today with Facebook? Because I only noticed it
Since since yes
last
since
couple hours.
yesterday in various forms.
Oh yeah.
So it's affecting images. I know certain images, even profile images,
Yes.
propagating over the feed. So I'm noticing that, and some images come through, some don't. So
Oh,
yeah,
Misty's saying the same thing. She agrees with Gary, um,
yep,
with the Cloudflare. So hey, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. So hopefully the users, and you know what, there might not be a lot of users that come over to Facebook because they're having the same issue as what we have, but at least it's live. It's live in that bracket that we could say, you know. So we've got on
right.
YouTube, we've got Rudy joining us. We got
Hey,
Luke
Rudy,
Dancy. What's going on,
Luke,
guys? So we're
little
watching that.
pre 4th of July get together here.
Yes, yes. Studio on a
All right,
budget for under $500. We think we can do
I
it
love
for
that
you.
topic. Yes,
It's gonna be good. Marty's got some cool
I mean,
notes
some good
together with
ideas,
us.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
I'm
You don't have to
excited.
spend you don't have to spend an arm and a leg, especially if you're starting out.
But if
So
you want to spend an arm and a leg, we're happy to help you do
you
that too.
know how to spend it.
We're happy to. Hey, it's not
We
my
both
money. I'm
do.
happy to spend your money.
Right, exactly. I love spending other people's money. That's great. That's a lot of fun.
So in about 5 minutes, we'll get the ball rolling here. Again, we wanted to make sure we got the show out for you guys, and before the 4th of July weekend, everybody's traveling. I anticipate a light crowd this week. We
Yeah.
kind of figured that because a lot of people took this week off. Friends of mine that are
Mhm.
in different companies I know took this week off. Some started their vacation today. They took today, so you know, we're still gonna do the show. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it good. We're gonna make On Social great again. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So we got Brad. Brad's all on his lonesome over here at Get Vocal. I guess there's some other vocals going on that people are watching. So, um, that could be a good thing, right? Unless it's just
Exactly. There you
useless
go.
banter going on.
I'm just getting my notes set up here. So if you're wondering why I'm looking down, I
You're not allowed to
am
use notes.
getting
Yeah, and here's the funny thing, people. So Marty and I both are big into technology, but yet we still resort to paper notes. At least
yeah.
I did. I don't know if he has them. I have.
I no, I didn't print mine out, but I have them on my screen here. I just opened my document here.
Okay. So
Five different
I
computers.
didn't. I was gonna bring my iPad over, but I'm like, I have so many computers in front of me. It's just simpler for me to go. This is one time that I'll keep paper and keep it handy.
Sometimes tried and paper works the best. So
Yeah, I mean, it's it's one of those things. Just go with it. I feel like a news reporter at the got the papers in front of me. Oh boy. Hey, Cliff
Cliff, how are you
Baldridge.
on LinkedIn?
Let's see here. Yeah, Sven on Facebook. Yes, Facebook is down. Correct. So, like I said over there, hopefully they see those comments that are there where
Yeah.
they can tune in.
You can pin that. I think you might be able to pin that comment that directs them to YouTube or
I
something.
tried to pin it.
Oh really? Won't?
It won't let me pin the comment, and I don't know if it's just because Facebook is darn broken.
That could be it.
'Cause it lets me edit it, but it does not let me pin it. So I'll just have to kind of
Facebook
keep an
is
eye on it.
broke. Yep.
I can pin the post. So
No.
the funny thing is, it says 183 people reached and 27 engagement on it. So people are seeing it that
hmm
it's there, but it's not there. So
It's there, but it's not there. I like that.
so ATR ATR Treehouse. Are there any plans with Wirecast to do more production topic or oriented webcast? Right now, On Social is kind of a all around broadcasting slash marketing slash video production slash social streaming show, and we're gonna get some marketing gurus on. And honestly, I don't know if a direct Wirecast show is needed because there's a lot of training resources that are going to be coming out from Telestream about various features. And I just don't know. I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying yes. It was something that was on my roadmap, but I guess it really depends. It depends on the demand, and it depends on if it's something that fits into the marketing plan, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's the best thing I could say to you. The feed looks so much better on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know if
Oh, yeah.
Vocal's compressing the heck out of it.
Oh,
Um,
vocal. Yeah. I mean, that's not. It's not definitely not going to look as good on vocal
no, because
as
you're
you
using a
do
different.
YouTube direct feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question is
Yeah.
on Vocal for guys on Vocal, is everything synced up? Because if it's not, I did tests prior and recorded locally on that machine. If it's not, Vocal is knocking it out of sync. Because I ran multiple tests, multiple recordings, and got everything dialed in. And I actually hesitated going to Vocal because of that problem.
I mean,
Okay.
Vocal's got its own set of challenges too because you're
Yeah.
not. See, normally you stream out RTMP. It's a
Correct.
direct stream, and Vocal you bring in as a virtual webcam and audio, which is a whole and WebRTC a whole different set of technologies there. So, like you said, it's it's complicated. So
So Joe
yeah.
DeMax wants to know what are the ears that I'm wearing. So the ears that I'm wearing are Shure. I think they're 585 in-ear monitors. They're actually the ones. I got the clear ones. You can get black ones. I've had these for years. They might even have a newer version now. Back when I got them, I'd say 4 or 5 years ago, they're about $500. But I just let me preface this. I didn't spend $500 just to use them here for the show. I use them as because I'm a drummer as well, so I use them as my headset when I'm recording and also when I'm playing. So this headset goes with me everywhere, or when I'm even out mowing the grass. They're noise canceling. So, but check on Shore's site. I believe they're the 585s, if I'm not mistaken, and you can get them. They have different ear attachments that you can put on. But that's the only reason why I use them. I used to use just standard. You can get like ear candy and stuff like that. So I believe it's time, Mr. Marty.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Ready to rock and roll.
let's do this, and we'll go dark here, guys. And then when we come back, we'll get the show bumping. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of On Social. I am here as always with my co-host, Mr. Marty McPadden from PodJam.tv. Welcome.
Hello, Steven. How are you? Happy day before 4th.
Happy day before 4th to you as well. I know we're messing everybody up. Normally we don't do the show until Thursday, but today we decided to do it so that everybody gets a show because everybody will be picnicking tomorrow and spending time with family, celebrating the independence of our country. It's a fantastic time, and I know a lot of people are on vacation as well. We were talking about that, taking the week off, lots more. What's your plans? Are you just going to be kind of hanging out? Are you doing any kind of barbecuing?
I will be going to a picnic in about 30 minutes south of here, a town where I grew up. Family picnic. We usually do it every year. So yeah, little barbecues. Weather's supposed to be great, so looking forward to that. Little
Well,
hamburgers, hot dogs. So
so when
so
Marty has to be rolled in next week, we understand what happened.
yeah, right. Exactly. How about you?
Yeah, we're gonna probably be doing the fireworks thing. I know as a family tomorrow night, and then probably hanging out here with the pool and everything. The kids will be
Nice.
swimming, and so it'll be fun. It'll be a nice time and nice getaway. But I know everybody's excited because today we were talking about what everybody's been waiting for. How do I get a professional setup for under $500? That can't physically be possible, but Marty and I have done the legwork, we've done the homework, and we said it can be possible, and that includes software as well. So I think we're going to dive right into this. So Marty, I know you've got some pictures that you can show about the microphones, and I can bring it up here. But let's start with microphones. Let's dive right into this. Microphones. What's your pick here to under $500 to start microphones?
Yep. Well, let me get that ready for you. So my pick is, hold on one second, is this little baby here, the Audio Technica 2005. What's great about this mic is it's a USB microphone, plug and play, dynamic microphone, and we'll get into that a little later. But dynamic is very important for most people. That works the best. But what really makes this microphone great and it's easy to use is I'm going to show you in the bottom. The bottom of the microphone is what really is the magic here. All right. So what you're seeing is toward the top right, that little like square little deal there with the pinholes. That's a USB connector. So this mic is fully contained, USB to USB. So to operate it, to hook it up to your computer, you just plug in one end of the USB cable into that microphone, the other end into your computer, you select it as the incoming source, and you're in business. It's just that simple. Great, easy to use, plug and play, great audio quality for the price. The other thing that I really like about this mic is many people are attracted to these microphones, so they are USB, no mixer involved, no interface, and all that stuff. Very easy to use. But you'll notice a very large connector, the 3-pin connector below toward the bottom of that picture there. That's an XLR connector, and that's a professional connector. So say you get this mic, you start with USB, and you decide, wait a minute, I'm really into this streaming stuff. I want to grow. I want to upgrade my equipment. But I don't want to have to throw away the mic because I'm going to be using a mixer or I'm going to be using an interface. Luckily with this mic, you can graduate, you can grow, it grows with you. So you can also use it as an XLR microphone, balanced connection, and that's got a lot of benefits in itself, a lot of control benefits, a lot of quality benefits. So you can use it both ways, which is great. So two different ways to use that microphone. The mic itself, the other good thing is it's low cost. I think these mics range anywhere from, it depends on the sale. If you go to Amazon, you can see them anywhere from like $50 or $60 to maybe $70 or $80. Definitely well under 100, usually well under 80. And the other good news is, and in fact, I have it right here. I use this mic all the time for productions because it's so easy, especially when you're out on the road. The other thing is it's incredibly high quality. I
Hmm.
mean, it's not like we both use the Heil PR40. These are $300, $400 microphones. They sound great, but this, I mean, if you did a blind test, this is pretty good, in most cases,
Yeah,
so
to
it
the
sounds
average
great for
person,
the
they're not going to hear the difference. You know,
exactly
you're going to get into some things that might be different, but again, we're shooting for cost here. We're shooting for professionalism,
right.
the best sounding. So
And you're not giving anything up. I mean,
right,
you position your mic, you get a nice high quality sound. And these mics are designed to work about 3 or 4 inches away. So you want to be up close. You want to talk directly into it. It's highly directional and it's dynamic, meaning that it'll reject a lot of sound. It's great in non-studio environments. I know a lot of us work we're not in sound treated rooms.
right.
So these mics are great because they don't pick up all the other noise around you as long as you position them right and using them right. But for the price, I mean, especially if you're doing podcasting or live streaming, or say you're doing live streaming and you want to distribute your audio as a podcast. I mean, it sounds fantastic. And again, you're keeping your costs down. So I think we're well on our way to staying under $500 with all the other stuff we're going to talk about. So that's piece number one.
That's piece number one. So the next piece is, yeah, you could use your built-in camera in a laptop, but let's say you don't have a laptop and you're trying to keep costs low, and maybe you do have a laptop, but you want a better camera than most laptop cameras. Even though, and I will be fair, a lot of the newer laptop cameras are really nice. We recommend some cameras from Logitech, and I know Marty, you also have those pulled up that you can share with us here. Um, so
Yes.
the Logitech cameras that we're talking about are the 930E, which has a built-in H.264 video processor.
Oh, wait, let me switch to that one.
Oh,
This is
I'm
the
sorry, I didn't know you
930E
brought
right
that one
here.
up first.
That's all right.
Okay,
Nope.
okay.
Yeah, this is 930E.
So both of these cameras that we're going to be talking about here, I believe, are about, again, depending on where you go, about $100 to $120 if you're getting it on Amazon. Also, the C922 or the 922 1080p, and that's at a budget price. I think that's at $99. But again, go on Amazon. You're probably going to get it a lot cheaper. Um,
Yeah, you can get it.
this also includes 1080p, 30 frames a second, or 720p at 60 frames a second, Marty. So both of these are great for people that may not have studio lights, and I know we're going to get to that in a little bit, but a lot of these cameras use what's called right light technology. And what the right light technology does is it amplifies the lighting that's currently available and gives you that look that you actually have a form of lighting in your room or your studio or your den or office. So a lot of these cameras are fantastic. And it was funny because we were putting these notes together, and Marty sends me, he's like, I got some additional notes to send it. He picked the same cameras that I was going to pick, all but one. So he did give you a choice on that one, but I did pick the C930E as an option. Again, keeping that sub $100 price tag. So here we are, roughly
Can
what?
I add something else about the 930E
Oh
versus the
yeah.
922? The 922 is an update of the legendary 920 that's been around for
Ooh.
years. 920 is still great, but the 922 is a little bit of an update, and it's a little bit more expensive, not much. The 930 is a little bit more expensive than that. The reason for the 930 being a little more expensive is, and I'm not sure if you saw this, Stephen, is it's got the onboard processing,
Mm-hmm.
the video processing, which if you have a marginal computer, usually encoding video is a CPU intensive task. So if you have an older computer, it can really wreak havoc trying to plug that webcam in. So that 930 has nice onboard processing. So it takes a lot of that load off your computer. That's another thing to think about. And along with the lighting and along with the other features it has. But that's a nice little feature. So you don't have to worry about it kind of taking a toll on your computer CPU.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think too, with this being that's sub $100 or right around, we'll say $100 for the sake of this. So roughly $175, you got your camera and you got your microphone all taken care of. Um,
Yep.
which are the two most important things. Microphone, we started first. Obviously, audio is your most important. Um,
Yes.
Video, you can get into it. One of the other things is, okay, so just like we're using some crazy graphics, we're using some switching software. Um, what's the best course of action out there? Well, honestly, obviously this is a Telestream show. So one of the products that we just recently came out with is Wirecast One, and it's a $250 product, but it has the ability to basically give you everything you need in production base to start you out. You don't have to worry about, if down the road you decide, oh, well, I want something that's a little bit more advanced. I want to do callers and I want to do all kinds of things. You just upgrade. And it makes it so much simpler. I mean, you can get all these titles, you can get all, the double box shots that you're seeing here. If you go to the website, telestream.net/wirecast, starting at 250. So then if you want to upgrade to Wirecast Studio, you pay the $250 difference. And Marty, I mean, this is what you're using to get into to get into me, if so to speak. You're doing that with your switching on your end. $250. So you're roughly at
Yep.
$400.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to get started with Wirecast. A couple things I really want to point out. One, among all the other solutions out there, Wirecast is pretty unique in how they do their interface. And I think, especially if you're starting out, I think it's a lot easier to understand versus some of the other packages out there and some of the other switches out there. Those are more designed for TV pros, and they're kind of cumbersome interfaces. Wirecast is not like that. They have a timeline layer interface, very easy to put shots in there, combine shots, and compose, switch between shots. And the other thing is you got the support. I mean, I think people may point out to other services may be free or inexpensive, but you're not going to get the support. And especially if you're starting out and you get a chance to get involved with Wirecast at that price and the support. I mean, that's a really killer combination, because I know a lot of people when they first get into it can be intimidating, but when you can call and get that support and know that you're going to get the updates and know that the software is supported, especially if you're doing it for business, at least you can lean on something, but it's fantastic. So I think those two areas right there are killer. And for $250, I mean,
Right.
you can't beat it. I mean, that's fantastic.
So between the microphone, the camera, the software, so we're right around $400. We're hovering around. I'm
Yep.
keeping a running tally here, give or take. Now, the biggest thing that we've talked about in the beginning was, obviously I have a TV behind me. I'm not using a green screen. Just to kind of give you those that don't know, this is my set, if you will. I use this for a tight shot. It's just a TV with a blurred out video. If you want to know how I did it, go back and watch episode 1, and I explain how to do that. But anyway, so I have this set in case for a different show. If I want to do something completely different, I can do that. I'm not stuck and confined to this type of a set, if you will. But a lot of people, and I'm going to pull this up here, Marty. We've talked about this at different times. what's called a muslin, right? So you can go on Amazon right now and you can pick one up for like 17 bucks, a brick muslin. And these are just backdrops. A lot of you can use them for kids' parties and things. That's what they use them. But a lot of people photography, Marty. I mean, you were big into photography. You use these different backdrops to create a set, so to speak, right? And you could buy yourself a little $30 shelving unit, like from Walmart or something. That let's say you're doing a tech broadcast, you can put all your tech gadgets on it, or maybe you have a TV that's in a spare bedroom that you're not using and you want to kind of use it to show sponsors or slides. You can put that up on top of it and make yourself a really nice set within whatever room that you have without basically, blowing a lot of money, right?
Right. I mean, the key here is you got to think you're creating an illusion. You're creating something on screen. It doesn't have to be. It's not like you're furnishing your house. When you furnish your house, you might want to get high quality furniture because you're going to be using it. You're going to be using it live, and it's a different purpose. In television video, you're basically you're painting a picture, right? And you're creating illusion. So I can tell you, in professional network level studios, the set pieces are very flimsy because you don't need anything that strong. You just need it to look good on TV. So when that's a great tip, Stephen, with the muslin. That's very inexpensive. It has the look of brick, and that's all you're going for. You want it to look like real brick. You can also get like they sell like the fake plastic brick. Anything that is cheap, fake, but again, the look of it has to be there. You're creating the illusion. Great way to go. The shelving doesn't have to be anything expensive. Just has to. It could be like fiberboard. It could be like Walmart special furniture, like cheap $5 accent tables or whatever, and have some fun. Put it together, but think inexpensive. Think about the look. How does it look? And what I would recommend to people is try different setups, try different lighting, and videotape it, and then play it back and see how it looks. Are you convinced? Does this look like something that might pass for something more expensive? That's all you're looking for is creating that illusion. So,
Yeah,
and it
because
doesn't have to be expensive.
you're just framing your video. Like right now, you guys saw the
Correct.
other shot where I'm showing you a side shot of there's a TV behind me, but when you look at this shot, it doesn't look like I got a TV behind me. It looks like this is my background. And so it's like Marty said, it's all an optical illusion. And maybe some of you guys are familiar with, going the green screen route. There's that option as well. I personally have this. In fact, it'll probably say, yeah, I purchased this back in 2016. It's a reversible green, yeah, a green/blue screen. And my kids use this a lot. It's a pop-up. It folds up into a small little circle, but there's no wrinkles on it. I have one on the wall as well, and we're going to get to how the green screens work in the future. But for 40 bucks, Marty, it's a pop out. We're still under that $500 mark to give yourself
Yep.
a professional setup. Maybe you don't have the room to set up a muslin and a a shelf. I can show from experience here. I use these muslins all the time. I've got one on the wall over here that you guys can't see. But this is something I use for my outdoor brand, right? So I take stickers from the companies, and this looks like a graffitied wall. It looks like a very accented ancient brick wall that I've set up. And Marty's seen this on different videos that I've done. So I asked the companies that are sponsors of mine or partners or even anything for these decals that I put up. When I put it up on the wall, it looks like I have, it painted onto the wall and it's just decals. And it gives the optical illusion. And I have it set up right to where the logos kind of go around me when I'm sitting on camera in front of it, where I would normally sit. And I think, Marty, it's a 5x8, or it might be an 8x12. I forget what it is. 25 bucks I think I paid for it. It's fabric. You can throw it in the washing machine if you really needed to. But they're great. You can pin them up. What I tend to do is take old wrapping paper rolls and I roll them up on that, and I'll attach them to. I have a little rigged roller, almost like what you would use for the old pull down shades. I have
Yep.
something similar to that setup that you can do that, so you can swap between those. But honestly, you can change the whole dynamic of what your background looks like. I could take this and tack it up behind me onto the wood, Marty, and give it instantly and have it change.
You know what I love that you have is you have that wood look for No Boundaries Outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the background, is that wood or is that muslin that you use for that?
That's
You
that's
know,
actually it's a muslin.
there you go.
It
That
see.
to me, that's a great example. If people want to check out what that looks like, you should check out Steven's channel. But you do these videos with this wood background look. I swear it looks like real wood. I mean, on video, and it's just a muslin, and it's just unbelievable, and it goes perfectly with the outdoors theme, and that's kind of what Steven's saying is like you can have some fun with this, where muslin's a great idea. These printed muslins, where if it goes with the theme of your show or the topic you're talking about, you can have some fun as far as changing out sets. You can have several of, like you were just
Yep.
mentioning, you can have several of them and easily change out sets. You just hang them up and then hang another one, and if you're framing the shot, nobody's going to see the ends. So it's just to have, even what I'm using a green screen, and I have a video loop running in the background, so it looks like I'm in a studio, in a TV studio. So I'm creating that illusion. But I literally have a portable green screen similar to what Steven showed. It's a little different. It's like a portable frame I just set up, hang the green screen, light it, and I just have the video running and then key it out, and it looks like I'm in this big room. But again, illusion, and that's
Yeah.
really all you have to do.
And we're going to show that on a future episode because we've
Mhm.
gotten a lot of compliments on this show from different viewers that have said, Marty, what's he using? How's he getting a green screen? Well, we're using Wirecast, and he goes,
Yep.
people are like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a key that good, and the lighting. And again, it's just because you have the software, just because you have the tools, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the exact results unless you know how to do it and how to set your
Right.
lighting up properly. And we're going to get into that in future episodes. But speaking of lighting, people
Mhm.
are probably sitting there going, "Hey, well, you guys talked about the backdrops, you talked about audio, but what about lighting? What if I do have a green screen? Yeah, my room's lit nice, Marty, but I'm going to need some additional lighting." And this is something that
I
I
love
have
this.
used since I started from day one before I moved to the new house. I bought 6 of these. I had 3 over at the green screen, and I had 3 where I do my normal broadcasting. Now, I pulled up the Walmart site. If you don't have a Walmart, you can go to Lowe's, Home Depot. They're $6.47. They might even be cheaper. They might even have a sale on them. They're about 12-inch round, and you just take a daylight bulb, and I'll let Marty kind of elaborate on those. You plug it into an extension cord or a power brick, and you can clip it onto if you have some studio rails in your studio, you could do something like that. um or just clip it onto the ceiling, a beam, a piece of wood, whatever. um and have the lighting for your green screen, because even if you're in a well-lit room, you're going to want to light that green screen at least with a
Yep.
3-point lighting system, 2 in the front, 1 on the floor, and we'll get further into that. But Marty, the type of bulbs.
Yeah. I was gonna say, notice the price on those can lights. I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy. That's just a light bulb receptacle with a reflector on it, and that's all you need. The secret of that is the bulb, right? So what you want to do is you want to avoid using regular um incandescent. Well, I think incandescent bulbs are going on the way out. A lot of bulbs are now LED bulbs, but you want something daylight balance, meaning the color temperature it's the same as if you're outside. And the reason for that is most video cameras, including webcams, are balanced for daylight. And that would be the only. It's a bluish light versus indoor light, which is more of a reddish light, goes toward the red. So you want like a bluish light. It's balanced for that. They're relatively inexpensive. You're just looking for a daylight balance bulb. Usually either a fluorescent bulb would do, compact fluorescent, or an LED. That's going to be your main 2 choices. You put those in there, as long as the wattage matches the receptacle, whatever can take a watt on. Watch out for that. You pop them up there and just add a few lights, and you're in business. I mean, most webcams are going to balance that very nicely. And Steven, you just put up there like $6, and then what costs a few dollars for the bulb, you get three lights. You may be spending what, less than $20.
Oh,
I mean, it's
at least.
ridiculous,
In fact,
right?
you guys can't see it, but I have track lighting above me that I can switch to different colors. I use that as a hair light. So if you notice, like, my hair doesn't totally blend in with the back, I just have it kind of shooting right over the top of my head. In fact, if I move my hands here, you can kind of see shadows come down on it because of the light, the way it's coming. These bulbs I bought on Amazon. They're little, Marty, you mentioned LEDs, but they're controllable by this remote control. and I can change the color. I can brighten them. I can dim them. So originally, what I used to do, and I wish I had these back when I first started, I bought white Lycra to stretch over the front of those cans, right? And then I
Hmm.
duct taped the white Lycra on there so there was no, it was completely smooth on the front. Um, but honestly, I've been running these bulbs, and I can adjust each bulb so it's not a hot spot or a low spot depending on which way it's pointing, because I've got two of them on me. One's brighter than the other because of the way the shadows would fall. I can dial it exactly the way I want it with this light, so I don't necessarily need to have any kind of diffusion on the bulbs because I can do it with the dim. And I think I paid $10 for four on Amazon. You guys will have to go on there and look. Like Marty said, LEDs are so cheap anymore, and they're not hot,
Right.
and they're multicolor. So if you want to have some splash on your background on your muslin, you could get a couple additional cans because they're so cheap, and just shoot them at the back and light it up and put them as bright as you can, just to get like pink or blue or whatever wash, right, that you would want as accent lighting.
Yeah, I mean it's funny because that's what's great about technology now is back when we started, it was all incandescent lighting, and you got one choice, and you buy the color temperature you need. Hopefully get daylight balance bulbs, and you had to deal with the heat, so you have to be careful. I'm sure you had to be careful with the
Oh my.
Leica going over it, right, and not get too hot. But now with LEDs run a lot cooler. Complex fluorescence run a lot cooler. Especially LEDs are so controllable. The not only the color temperature, but also, like you said, the color of the light itself. Like yeah, exactly, they're very small,
That's what they look
and
like.
and they last a long time. I mean, the technology is great in that respect, and allows you to do a lot of different things with very little lighting, very little investment, and you can get a really cool different looks. The other thing is you can use accent lighting on the background, and LEDs are great for that as far as color. If you want to change, say you want to change up the entire background, you use some uplighting, and you stick some LED bulbs, multicolor LED bulbs. And what Steven had, like little control center there, and you maybe one show you have maybe a red type of glow or maybe a blue, and you can change it up depending on the show, even depending on the segment. I mean, if you really want to go crazy, but you can have fun with set design and lighting and really just experiment. And again, there's not necessarily any rules as long as you're nicely evenly lit, but you can have some fun with the set design and lighting because and whatever looks good, just
So
play around with it.
somebody said in the chat room, Lindsay and Jeremy said in the chat room, what about flicker with LED lights? Now, if you guys notice on these cameras, or yeah, on these cameras, on this camera, I've got LED lights running behind the TV here, and what I'm going to do is I use a PTZ Optics camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of pan a little bit with this so you guys can see. There's LED lights in these pillars. These are homemade pillars that I made right here, okay? These beams here. And all I did was I wrapped LED spools of light inside that. These are basically the same um, these are the same things that you would put on drop lighting in a drop ceiling. They're frosted covered light covers. I think I paid like, I don't know, $7 at Home Depot for them. And all I did was duct tape on the backside. I made them in a circular to make them look like a pillar. And then I just took the same tin that I used to decorate other areas to make it more industrial and put that in the middle to combine the two. And like I said, you're not seeing any flickering on the camera. And also, I have LED lights behind the TV to kind of give the wall some light, and you're not seeing flickering. So, yes, you can have problems with flickering with lights, but I have not had any problems with any of these bulbs that I purchased. And again, I'm not saying that you should go out and buy the exact lights that I have here. These are pretty cheap. I think I apologize. I think I said it was $10 for four, but I think it's $10 for two. And these are 20-watt bulbs, but they only put out 3 watts. Now, you may want to get something if you're going to do it other than accent lighting or a close up. I mean, I'm probably 2 feet away from this hair light, Marty. You're not going to want
Mhm.
to try to light yourself on a green screen with a 20-watt bulb.
Right.
You're going to want to look for something higher than that. But they do sell them. So I guess, again, we're using some higher end cameras here. So you're going to have to play with it. And they are absolutely correct. If you buy cheap LED, and I mean really cheap LED lights, the string that I got behind here that I have in those pillars, I think I paid $30. Now they do sell LED lights in, you've seen them, Marty, that I have them behind my arcades and everything like that. I think I
Mhm.
paid um I don't know, 7, $8 on Amazon for them, and I wouldn't dare put them on camera. Even though I
Right.
haven't had them flicker, I wouldn't buy them for that reason because I don't know if they're gonna flicker. So
Yep.
just kinda keep that in mind. I'm not saying 30 is the magic number, but
Well, the good news also is when you make the investment in LED lights, at least they last a lot longer than incandescent. So chances are you're gonna get a lot of life out of them, and they are a little bit more expensive, but I think it's gonna kind of pay for itself over time if you get something decent,
mhm.
and you don't have to worry about them kind of or burning out prematurely. They'll last a good long time. So
Before we gotta wrap up too, Luke Dancy in the chat room says Philips Hue is legit. Those are smart bulbs. I
mhm.
myself have some Philips Hue lights in here, and you can get them like I said, Home Depot, Lowe's, $7 to $10 to $12, depending on where you get them, to put in there, and they're smart controlled, so you can control them, dim them from your smartphone, or your Google or your Alexa, whatever you have. You can control them, and so if again you want to keep things cheap, again, we finished this show and we're still under $500 even with all the
Yes.
add-ons to give somebody a professional setup.
Yeah, the items we mentioned will definitely get you up and running, and that's really the key here. If you're just starting out, and you're not really making any sacrifices here, again, you're getting these tools. The other part of it is learning how to use the tools, and over time, you can get some pretty good results for a relatively less of money. It's much less about the tools. It's more about how you use them and also the content you're putting on. And are you maximizing what you have? To the most. It's one thing to have a fancy mic like this. Steven and I use the Heil PR40s,
Mm-hmm.
but it's no good if you don't know how to use it. If you're not plugged in right, you can't use it. If it sounds bad, then you wasted $400.
That's
you
right.
know, so so that's why I think stepping up, one step at a time is actually a good thing. Learn as you go, and but you don't. Again, I think we proved it today. Don't have to spend a lot of money,
Yep.
and you still get good results out of the gate.
Oh,
So
you get graphics with Wirecast One. You get a great camera from Logitech. I mean, listen, we're not in by any means endorsing these hardware products the microphones. We're just telling you from experience. We've used these products. They work. They work great. They work great with Wirecast. Rebecca Cunningham in the LinkedIn chat room. She actually has a good
I just
point.
saw that. Yeah, it's great comment.
And I'm gonna kind of look over that way. I don't normally
Mhm.
do that, but she says you can also find old light kits on eBay or even new kits for under $100. Craigslist or change out the element or socket, the config to the LED. That way you also have light stands and some other lighting accessories that come in handy. And she's absolutely right. Um,
Yep.
my lighting kit, I know Marty, you had an umbrella lighting kit set up. You can get them for about $100, and
Yeah, sure. Like this right here, something like this.
yeah,
That's what I'm using right now. The lighting that you're seeing that I'm using right now is exactly like that's basically what they look like. Exactly what I'm using. I'm using two. I'm only using two lights for this whole setup, but that's exactly what I'm using. And these lights are very inexpensive. They're like less than $50 for both for everything you see there. It's not a very expensive kit. And again, if you treat it, as long as you treat them well, they're not heavy duty. They're not heavy duty stands. But they're great for home studios. If you're not going to move them around a lot, they're great to get started. You don't spend a lot of money, but they're fluorescent daylight fluorescent bulbs, umbrella to diffuse the light, and you're in business. So
I actually went out when I was doing a mobile studio when I was trying to, when I was going places to do the outdoor stuff. I bought a LED setup that had 3 LED lights, the stands, and a bag to carry them in, and it was $125 on Amazon, and it's LED. Now I
I see it.
can't dim them, I can't control the dimness of them, but I've now migrated them to in my studio as my main lights, and I put the stands away and I just bolt them onto the conduit that I use, which we'll bring up in another episode of how you can
Mm-hmm.
add some
Yeah, lots to
conduit.
talk about.
So you guys, we'll take pictures of how I have it set up with some PVC conduit in my studio here in the basement, which turned into a studio. And I'll show you where you again for under,
I
I'd say under
love that use.
$50, right?
It's a great setup, and if you're just a little bit handy, Steven's setup is brilliant. It's genius, and it's inexpensive, and it gets the job done. And it's a great. I mean, it's a great use of PVC piping, and you get the cables out of the way, and it's just it's
Get the
brilliant stuff.
cameras off
So,
the floor, especially when you
yep,
have holidays like the one coming up, and you might have little kids running around. You don't have to worry about them knocking over your lights, knocking over your cameras. Whether
yep.
it's a webcam or not. However, it still costs money. So we'll get into that in a future episode. Please leave your comments below on things that you'd like to see us cover in future episodes. Go over to our Facebook page, Telestream Wirecast. Leave comments. Say, hey, we'd really like to see you guys cover this on a future episode of On Social. We're going to get some marketing experts to come in to not only tell you now that you've learned how to create good video, how to market that video. And that's one of the things that Marty's really good at, as well as some of the folks at Telestream. So we're going to have those folks come on and give you some insight in that. So we're only getting ramped up here. So Marty, it was great to have you here. It was great to put this list together with you. I think the people are going to get huge benefits from this.
I think we kept it under $500, which is great. So
Yes.
go out there and do some streaming. But yeah, it doesn't have to be expensive, and you get some really good results for not a lot of money. So, and
Yes.
hopefully wishing everyone a happy Independence Day coming up. I know we're doing the show a little early, so have a if you could picnic or whatever, have a safe and great Independence Day.
Yes, and make sure you remember next week we're back on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And guys, we really appreciate you coming out. Make sure you go check out the trial, of Wirecast One. It's fantastic. You're going to be able to utilize it with this list that we've given you guys, and I think you'll find that you'll be able to produce high-end video for that subpar value out of your pocket. Actually, you're going to get professional results for pennies. And Marty, one more thing I want to say before we wrap. I wish this stuff was around when we started. We could have saved so much money.
Oh
We could have.
man, absolutely. I
Ah,
mean, that's what's great about today. You got all these resources at your fingertips. Now you just got to go out and practice. Get better and create. But the tools are there. And you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. So, which is great.
awesome. Well, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Sorry about the Facebook. Well, I shouldn't apologize because I have no control of it. But again, that's why we go to multiple destinations, and we appreciate you guys working through that and coming over here to LinkedIn and YouTube. We'll see you guys next week for more fun here on Social next week. Have a great 4th, everyone.